Tonight, two of the most storied programs in South Jersey wrestling history. A rivalry dating back to 1949. The number 2 ranked Red Raiders of Paulsboro hosting the Bulldogs of Haddonfield. Tonight's match is brought to you by the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Hello everyone, with John Vogeding. I'm John Mondelli, and Vogue, what a way to kick off the wrestling season.
Unquestionably, two of the best teams in South Jersey. Haddonfield, of course, with a 17-1 record walking in. Paulsboro with a 7-0 record. So on paper, it looks like Haddonfield's wrestling so much more and could have the advantage. But going down the lineup, they equal out pretty much, and this could be a 7-7 split, an 8-6 split. The coin toss is going to determine a lot.
Well, as in wrestling, a lot of lineup juggling we expect. We're starting at 189. What do you sense happening at 189 if you're Haddonfield?
If I'm Haddonfield and I win the coin toss, I'm going to do one thing. If I lose the coin toss, I'm going to do something else. It all depends on who has to put the guy on the mat first. If they want to go to an early advantage and put Carson Stack out there, who's undefeated, they're going to force Paulsboro's hand either to send a reserve out or to send Eric McMullen, who's having a very good first varsity year, to go out on the mat against an undefeated wrestler.
Should be an interesting match. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of time to do it. We're going to come back with all the action after this timeout. Hey, welcome back to Paulsboro High School. Votes, this is a very important time of the match, the coin flip. We say it all the time, it seems like, but let's see what happens here.
Very, very important.
Even, good luck.
Paulsboro won. Looks like he said even. Let's listen.
One toss, they're even bouts, red color.
Paulsboro's winning toss, and they will be even.
So that's what they wanted. Yeah, so Haddonfield's got to send out first at 89. You would think it's going to be Stack, but we'll see. Did not win the 50-50, by the way.
Well, you're one of the unfortunate ones. I'm one of the ones that I let my wife buy the tickets.
You'll never know.
And, of course, if she wins, I never see it anyway.
Right. Let's listen in, see what happens here. Stack and McMullen, Vogue. 189, this ought to be a good one.
The crucial early bout, because Stack is undefeated, has yet to taste a loss this year, and McMullen is very, very improved as the season's going on. He missed all of last season with an injury from football. So he's 12-3. Carson Stack is 18-0. And of course, you mentioned earlier, Paulsboro 7-0, Haddonfield 17-1. The only loss was to Columbia 38-26 in the semifinals of the Virginia Duel. Columbia team, I believe, from New York.
You say so.
Well, you have my book somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Roberts, the veteran official in charge of the match, former outstanding wrestler at Buena Regional High School, has done all levels of the state tournament, groups, districts, regionals, and states.
These two teams wrestled twice last year. Paulsboro winning both times, 45-19, and then in the Group 1 playoffs, 51-12 Paulsboro.
Carson in deep. McMullen fights him off.
McMullen almost had him turn there, but
Tried to pry him over and just missed.
Get in, let's go, get in.
Of course, an illustrious coaching staff on both sides tonight for Haddonfield. Petey DePaul in his 11th year as a head coach with 214 wins. He's assisted by Mark Manchio, former 3-time state champ for Sterling. One of the 2 losses in his career happened here in this gym against Greg Croce. Bill Heverly, a 2-time state runner-up for Camden Catholic. Will O'Donnell from Camden Catholic. Mike Miller of Haddonfield. Tom Cunningham, a former Morristown wrestler, who was an assistant at Drexel and Temple.
We'll score 15 seconds. McMullen in the leg, can't finish it off. McMullen in again. No takedown. They go out.
Paulsboro, of course, coached by Paul Marina. 514 wins in his 26 years as a head coach. The Paulsboro program, well documented earlier this year, 991 wins at this point, 76 losses, and 12 ties in its 69th year.
Green is defense.
Marina assisted by Dean Duca, Todd Palmisano, Promo Marina, Nicky Marina, and Steve Anashevsky. First points are very crucial in a match that has a 0-0 first period.
Wait for the set.
So McMullen's work is cut out here.
Set.
Of course, the key when you're on top is you want to get the other opponent's butt down on the mat, flatten him out. And when you're on top, you can't ride parallel. McMullen cuts him loose. You cut him loose.
Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle.
You got to take him down.
Stay in the middle.
Yep. Heard that somewhere. 1-0 lead Stack.
Stay in. Get in the middle. Get in the middle.
And of course, the official might be able to hear him in the background. He's encouraging both wrestlers to stay in that center circle. You keep going out of that center circle, you can be hit with a stalling call.
Go neutral. Go neutral.
Might get a takedown here for Stack. Is he going to get it?
Out of bounds. Very, very close. Pete DePaul.
Edgewood, Shallot.
Camden Catholic.
Now at Haddonfield.
Used to be a leprechaun, now he's a dog. Literally, not the meaning, literally.
A cougar and an eagle also.
That's true.
And a Red Raider.
Yeah. Wrestled under Paul Marina at Paulsboro.
40 seconds left here in the second. 1-0 lead Stack.
Of course, the claim to fame for DePaul during his career at Paulsboro was to win a regional title as a senior to extend Paulsboro's regional title streaks. Had a regional champion every year since 1971 on.
Offense.
Stack, look at that quick move.
Nice duck under.
McMullen trying to fight it off.
Got a trying cross facing here.
Trying to spin around and get a takedown himself.
Yep.
See if he has enough time. It's only 4 seconds, 3, 2, and no points.
He kept that overhook in there to save the takedown. So Haddonfield with a 1-0 lead entering the third period.
Red's defense.
Stack wrestled Matt Cosgrove in the dual meet and was pinned in 5 minutes, 44 seconds, so pinned in the third period. And then he lost in the Group 1 final to Jamar Bussey, 12-10. Looking for a little revenge against Paulsboro this year.
I want to say set.
Of course, we said McMullen out last year due to a football injury.
Set.
And of course, we talked with Guy Rislow earlier, who's done a lot of work with a Penn Wrestling Club, and he had Schlit and some of these guys during the summertime, so he has kind of a vested interest in some of these wrestlers.
Stack looks very strong on top, Coach.
Yes. And he's a wrestler that can get a tilt. So you've got to move on the bottom. Get too stationary, you can be tilted.
Stall warning on McMullen. And I was going to say, and if you don't move, you might get hit. And there he was.
Yeah, well, and it was more of keeping his head down the mat, too.
Right.
Can't keep your head down the mat. You got to get your head up, get your body up, and try to work out. There's the escape. Yeah.
Just like starting all over now. 1 minute left, third period.
A takedown would be crucial.
You think so, huh? Remember that stall warning on McMullen.
Yep.
Stay circle.
So with the stall warning, that also means that he can't back out of the center circle. I'm talking about McMullen because he has the warning. And Stack keeps the forward pressure on. McMullen can't keep backing up. He's got to circle in. Nice spin behind, but they're too close to the out of bounds line. By the time his knees come down,
20 seconds left.
They're out of bounds.
McMullen trying for a late
Oh,
takedown.
my.
Does not get it.
Doesn't have it, doesn't have it. Trying to lock through the legs.
And we're going to have overtime.
Wow. Wow.
Think if he took his time, Vogt, you would have had that, or you think he?
I just think inexperience. He got in there and happened so fast, he wasn't quite sure what to do with it, and it cost him. But now we're into the first 1 minute overtime period. Spins behind him again, takes him to the mat, but he's going to be out of bounds.
He's out.
Out of bounds. If they hit and his toes would have been in and his knees off the mat, he could have gotten that call. Here's where conditioning plays a big role.
You read my mind, Vogt. Just going to say that.
Again, the warnings carry over. So McMullen has a stalling warning. Got to keep the forward pressure on. He can control the head. He can possibly spin behind. Stack's got the arm out, though, as a blocker. Nothing yet.
5 seconds.
Out of bounds they go.
Timeout, injury timeout for McMullen. Remember, when they got in his top-bottom situation, remember how strong Carson Stack was on top.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and that's going to be a determining factor here because Carson Stack, I'm sure, is going to have take the bottom in the second period, and I would presume he would get out. It's only a 30-second period. And then all he's going to do is ride for 30 seconds in the third period.
Mark Manchio, you see there.
That's
along
30
with
seconds.
Pete DePaul. Manchio last year at what? Washington Township helping out.
Yeah.
3-time state champion.
Yeah, former head coach at Sterling. Adds a little pizzazz to the Haddonfield coaching ranks.
That's 45 used. Come on, here we go. As soon as you get on your feet, I'll stop it. Here we go.
3 seconds left
3
in this
seconds. 3 seconds.
overtime period. Nope. 30 seconds now, right?
Yep.
Red, top, bottom, or defer? Defer?
McMullen defers.
So you want to defer? Red defer, speed's going down.
Stack's going to take down.
This is continuous wrestling. Even if anybody scores, we're still wrestling.
Continuous
here, right?
wrestling. This
Keep
is not
wrestling.
sudden
Don't
death.
stop wrestling. Okay,
That
don't
first
stop.
1
Wait
minute
for the
period
sit.
was a sudden death
Go
period.
ahead, wait for the sit.
This is not.
Go ahead.
They'll wrestle to the conclusion of 30 seconds.
Set.
Look at that, back points.
Now he's got to keep control.
15 seconds left, 3-1. Still got another 30 seconds after this, unless there's a pin.
.15 seconds. He's got a stalling warning, so he's got to be careful. But McMullen, I'm talking about.
Right.
He picks up the ankle, trying to flatten him out. He can survive this 15 seconds. Got back points again.
2 more.
Oh, my.
Trying to get more votes. Same count. There he goes. 5-1. And he's on the bottom. You got to be smart on the bottom here. Remember, he's been hit with the stall.
Yep.
He doesn't want to play it too safe. He's going to defer. He's going to actually take neutral. Good call. Can you? No, you can't. You can.
You can take neutral, but you're automatically giving the other
Point
wrestler a point.
Okay.
But he's going on top.
Okay, I thought he would take neutral there. Ron Roberts
And he just got hit with a caution.
is the official. Former region champ at Gentile High School. One of the best in South Jersey.
Stay
There's another
set.
caution.
Stay set. Stay
Watch
set.
those points.
Stay set. I'm going to blow whistle out there. Stay set, all right? Let's go. Set.
Obviously, Paul Marina very aware how tough Stack was on top, telling McMullen to take the top again.
Yep.
That's the first time I've seen that, Vogue.
And he just try to lock him.
Right.
The wrestler taking the top 2 times in a row.
Look, I might get some more back points. Nothing here. 5 seconds. So Paul
The big
big
win.
Wow. 5-1 win for McMullen. Wow. In overtime, in Paulsboro, a 3-0 lead. And let's check out the bench and the demeanor over on Haddonfield's side, because you'd have to think they thought they'd be favored right here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're talking about a wrestler going in with a 12-3 record, the other one going in with a undefeated 18-0 record. A District 28 champion, or runner-up last year in Carson Stack.
I think this is Ryan Dick for Paulsboro. Let's see what happens here what they do here, because we were thinking. Chris Ron.
Yep.
Ryan Dick. So Ryan Dick's job here is not to give up a lot of points.
James try to keep it to a minimum.
And he's in trouble right away.
He's in trouble right off the bat. Chris Ron, 17-4 this year, District 28 champ.
17 seconds.
And he went in against Ryan Dick, who was 7-2. So 17-second pin.
(6-3) now. Favor of Haddonfield. We go to heavyweight. Looks like it'll be Hughes and Curl, but we'll listen.
Well, I'm sure that's what it'll be. But I've been wrong before. Definitely Nicky Curl out there. Nicky Curl is a senior, 12-3 this year, 73 career wins.
And it is the senior John Hughes, 4-6.
4-6. Curl lost early in the year in overtime to the Kingsway heavyweight. He lost to Bill Smith of High Point in the Mustang Classic, and he finished 3rd in the Council Rock tournament. So again, the first 3 matches so crucial here, and the bonus points are huge.
Yeah, I think Paulsboro's got to get the 6 back.
Well, they have to get the fall here. No doubt about it. Nicky's brother, I'm sure, will be a shoo-in the first time he becomes eligible for the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Keep it on the back. Keep it on the back. Keep it on the back.
There's one of Tom's favorite moves. Older brother Tom. Oh my. Oh my.
51-second pin. (9-6) Paulsboro. And we move to 103. And looking at the records, Paulsboro another heavy favorite here.
You're going to see one of the most exciting 103-pounders in South Jersey right here. Johnny Gentile's a sophomore, 12-3 this year, 5th in the Mustang Classic. One of his losses in the Mustang Classic was to Gattinell of St. Augustine's.
Couldn't hear who they said. I'm just trying to see if they made a switch here. Nate Finnegan, Vogue, 103, Nate Finnegan. So they made a change, and Gentile, look at him.
Well, they must be bumping up from here on.
Watch the shoulder, watch the shoulder, watch the shoulder.
It was probably a smart move on their part, too, because Krebs, their normal 103-pounder, was 4-15 coming into tonight.
Keep it close, keep it close, keep it close, keep it close.
Finnegan, Finnegan. Right off the weight.
Keep it close, keep it close.
The weighing sheet.
And he had not even weighed in earlier this year. You look at the others that P.D. DePaul sent over, and Finnegan's nowhere to be seen.
Now his job, obvious, Vogue, don't give up bonus points. We talked about Gentile being...
Without a doubt. I mean, this has got to be a 3-point, 4-point decision for Haddonfield, or it's disaster. And even with this start like it is, it puts a lot of pressure on those weights from 130 up through 152.
It's reversed.
Because he rushes.
He's going to get the reversal. He's got 13 seconds to get that leg freed up. Got it. 4-2.
But you don't want to rush things out there. You know, you got 6 minutes to wrestle. You don't get any bonus points for scoring early.
Right the first to you.
George, going through the archives of some old Channel 5 tapes. Found a 1979 Paulsboro Woodbury football game. Who played in that game? John Gentile's dad.
Yep. Was a guard, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Takedown for Gentile. Now 6-2.
Unless they started neutral. It was down 6-2. You got it.
Yep. Now see the Haddonfield wrestler just holding on hard to one leg there. That's a stalling maneuver as well. So you have to try and get the near side cradle and maybe try and walk it through.
You hear the Paulsboro bench saying, take your time, John.
Yeah, you don't want to rush. And of course, this is the first year that Gentile's been a true 103-pounder. And even at that, you look at what he weighed in. I mean, he weighed in at...
Okay, I'll find that, Bridge. Keep your eye on the match.
Back points coming. If he gets his hips out.
101.9.
101.9. And the weight class is 103. Right. So a lot of the kids he's wrestling are coming down from 12 to 14 pounds down to 103.
9-2 lead for Gentile. Remember, February 1st, it's going to be even tougher because the weight allowance goes up 2 pounds.
2 pounds.
It's going to make it easier for those 12-pounders to get down.
Yep. Now, Gentile got the near fall. Then he had the choice there, and he just automatically gave the escape because he's already had a couple takedowns. So this is like a shark surrounding a wounded fish.
11-3. Finnegan doing what he's went out to do, not get pinned. Still got 2 minutes and 23 seconds to wrestle, but
yeah, but you know that's the responsibility of the wrestler you're sending out there. Try to keep points to a minimum.
11-4. They've got takedown up in the last 10 seconds. You better get a quick takedown.
And he's got it.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he missed it. He's right in on it.
11-4 going into the third. And people on the Haddonfield side getting up and cheering, understanding that the role for Finnegan. Don't give up 6. Start off neutral. Make the takedown.
Just a power takedown. Little shrug. 13-4. Pretty soon he's got to be thinking about a tech fall if he can't turn the guy. And the guy's like dead weight out there right now. Finnegan, his job is not get pinned.
2-5. 15-5.
And see the bottom man, he's just putting his head on the mat, trying to brace himself.
Watch the shoulder. Watch the shoulder. Watch the shoulder.
Doing what he has to do. And that doesn't sit well with fans, but as a wrestler, you're trying to help your team.
Still here. Still here. Still
Oh my.
Gonna get back points here.
Count's going.
3, 4, 5.
3 back points. 18-5, Paulsboro saying, let him up. 18-6. Takedown right here is 20-6. Might let him go. One more takedown. 20-7. One more takedown. We have a tech fall.
Yeah, he's got to get a takedown here. And Finnegan will accomplish what his coaches sent him out to do. There's a warning.
And now he's got to finish now if you're Gentile. Get the takedown and then try and work. But there's the takedown. That's it. 22-7.
22-7.
5 more, so it's 14-6 Paulsboro.
5:46. Time of the tech fall.
Yeah. Now we'll see what happens here with some changes.
Kick in.
For Haddonfield, Klaus. For Paulsboro,
Mike Zold and Klaus.
They've met before.
Klaus is one of the top 112-pounders in the state of New Jersey.
Without a doubt. Klaus this year so far, 18-3, a 2-time District 28 champion, a 2-time Region 7 champion, 32 wins last year, 24 the year before. And Mike Zold, a senior, 8-4 this year, 59 career wins, a district champion in 29 last year.
They met in 2009, Klaus winning 8-6. And they met again last year in the Group 1 final, Klaus winning 8-0. Of course, when you have a guy who's ranked in the state as one of the top 12-pounders, you're expecting more than a decision. So, you know, Zold's job here, I guess, you want to go out and try and win. You think you can compete, but, you know, don't give up the big points.
Absolutely correct. Your job here, being the underdog, is to try and keep the points to a minimum.
Stay center, stay center, stay center.
Finnegan did that with a technical fall at 103. It could have been worse. It could have been one more point.
Match got started, Voj, a half hour early, but, you know, it's moved pretty well considering we had an overtime.
Got started a half an hour early?
Of course, when you have,
You said it got started half an hour
half
early?
hour late, I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks for correcting me there.
All I kept counting was the hours before my trip to Tom's River tomorrow.
I'll be sleeping thinking about you, Voj.
I'm going to call your cell phone.
There you go. Turning it off, and don't wake up my wife. No score. Klaus with the shot. He's got that leg.
Nice in on a single, switch to a double. Zold's got to keep the hold of that ankle. He's got the ankle. Now he goes into the crotch. But Klaus in complete control here. Klaus's father, Brian Klaus, a member of the Klaus family that wrestled for Haddon Township High School.
Look at that. Nice job by Zold.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Yeah, how about that? No score after one.
He kept the leg. Chuck Klaus, Kyle's uncle, was the head coach before Pete DePaul took over.
Is he like a principal or assistant something in this?
He's an assistant principal now. Yeah. But the Klaus name was a very, very famous name in Haddon Township circles years ago. Yeah.
Again, Haddon Township used to be what? Second best Group 1 team in the state.
Without a doubt.
Unfortunately, they had to wrestle Paulsboro in the sections.
Yep.
Takedown, 2-0 lead, Klaus.
Back in.
And this is Zold's job. It's Zold's job now is to keep moving, give him a good solid 6 minutes, try to keep the points to a minimum.
I'm going to say set before I blow the whistle. Okay, go ahead.
And you hear the official barely in the background saying, I'm going to say set before I blow the whistle. As long as you warn the wrestlers about that ahead of time, when you tell them they're stationary, and then I say set, then I blow the whistle, they can't move on that set, or that would be a caution. Stalemate call. And I think the job of the official, not only the health and welfare and the safety of the wrestlers, but also is to make things very equal for the wrestlers. Let them know that you're going to take care of everything out there.
And then get the calls right.
On top of that.
And there are a minute left in the second period.
And of course, as people may or may not know at this point, the Region 8 tournament this year will not be in Absegami.
Well, moved to Egg Harbor, Voge.
Egg Harbor Township High School.
A different direction.
Yeah,
Same distance.
Same distance for us.
I was pulling for that Timber Creek or Williamstown. Saved myself on that drive.
I know. Along with your passenger.
Yeah, you're always there.
Now see, here's a possible stalling call in the bottom because he's just clamping onto that one arm.
Right.
And if you don't make an attempt to get your legs out, of course, a cross-body ride in doesn't help anything.
Cough button.
Set, go ahead.
So the correct thing to do is what Roberts did there as the official. Let's call a stalemate.
Right.
You know, neither one was showing much of an advantage. Just call a stalemate. Start them fresh.
Don't want to give up these points right now, Voge. There's a count, and look at that.
Yeah.
He gave up back points in the last 3 seconds.
Yep. 2 points.
4-0.
Yep.
4-0 Klaus. Got to be aware of the clock. Not only be aware of where you are on the map, but you got to be aware of the clock, too.
Yep, absolutely.
Klaus starts on top.
Yep, and he's going to go for back points.
Well, he's got to find 4 points somewhere and not give up any while he's getting those 4.
Right, right.
Get at least a major decision. Might get 2 right here. Not yet, though.
I love the animation on the Haddonfield bench. They seem to know the back count before the official was going to give it.
Close to a pin there.
Yep, yep. He's got to fight out of that.
There it is. Big pin for Klaus.
450. 43.
443.
443.
14-12. Paulsboro. I'll tell you, that's a big pin.
Yep.
That was a 2-0 match with 5 seconds left in the second period.
Yep.
Let's go 119, see what we have here. Lineups keep moving around. Here you go, Voge. Call this while I'm checking out who's coming out next.
Okay, here he's prying him over. Prying him over. He's got the ankle trapped. He's just going to slide his hips out. He slides his hips out. And then gets the cross-body in. Just pulls the shoulder back, stretches him out, works for the pin. There's the count.
Okay, 119. Asher Weinstein, a senior, 7-7. And what a situation for the freshman, Voge. Juan Rivera, 8-4, just a freshman in a big spot.
Stay circled.
Yep, and what you have to do here in this situation, if you're Rivera, is just not to be mesmerized by the activity you see on the Haddonfield sidelines. There's a lot of coaches over there getting pretty excited.
Back in the middle. Guys, just back up a little, please. Back up a little bit.
Takedown for Rivera. He's leading 2-0.
Yeah, and I've seen him several times this year. You know, he has a great future, in my opinion. He's got great hips. You watch him out there. I saw him win a 1-0 match this year, all due to the great hip movement that he had. I don't think he's intimidated. He wrestled well at Council Rock, and yet you're wrestling some of the best competition in the East.
Yeah, that Council Rock tournament, you know, both of these teams, Paulsboro and that, by the way, that Mustang Classic wasn't too shabby either.
No.
You're wrestling all the top kids in the state of New Jersey, I think, in that tournament, and then, of course, Virginia Duels and the Beast of the East.
Yeah.
For Haddonfield.
And, of course, in the Virginia Duels, Haddonfield was in the American division,
right?
Which was... The competition was good, but it wasn't as tough as the national division.
Which Timber Creek and I think Camden Catholic were in that division.
Yeah. And Haddonfield, give them credit, they lost in the semifinals and came back, as you see, an escape, and finished up third in that tournament. So they accorded themselves well.
Stop.
So it's 43 seconds left in the first. Asher Weinstein, the senior for Haddonfield. Juan Rivera, the freshman for Paulsboro. Rivera leads 2-1.
Weinstein 7-7 coming into this match. And Juan Rivera comes in with an 8-4 record.
Well, we brought up Timber Creek's name a couple minutes ago. We should be seeing them either against Cherokee or we'll travel to Camden Catholic to do the Camden Catholic Timber Creek match. So we will be seeing Timber Creek this year.
And Camden Catholic should be a very, very interesting match. Camden Catholic was at the Council Rock tournament, although they only had 10 entries because some of the kids missed so much time in the Virginia duels. With midterms coming up, they were not released from school.
Yeah.
And Jerry Boland, of course, the head coach at Camden Catholic now, and he succeeded Pete DePaul. Boland, a former Camden Catholic wrestler himself. So we're at the one period, it's 2-1.
Red choice. Red to first to green. Down Green's defense.
Rivera deferred. Weinstein takes the down or defensive position.
There's the escape. We're tied at 2.
Stay in the middle of the mat. Stay in the middle of the mat. Stay in the middle. Let's go.
Now here's where the experience comes into play, even though you're looking at records. And you say Weinstein 7-7, but he's also a senior. Rivera 8-4 is a freshman. Maturity-wise, physical-wise, there's an advantage to a senior. Rivera has to stay and work in the middle.
How's his conditioning, Coach? Obviously, he said he won a 1-0 match, so I assume that his conditioning is pretty good.
Rivera can go a full 6 minutes. There's no question about it. I think he's going to be a good one. You know, first year starting as a freshman, sometimes it's a little tough. But he's shown a lot of attributes so far to be a successful wrestler.
Of course, this is a Colonial Conference match, but they're in different divisions, folks.
Yeah,
so it takes away a little bit of the luster, but still you got 2 of the top 3 teams in South Jersey going at it.
And 2 of the things that take away the luster on the thing is that you can't get a true Colonial Conference champion. You could if Paulsboro were not to lose another match, and Haddonfield wouldn't lose another one except for Paulsboro. So you could say, mythical overall. But this is for the national division, I believe, in the Patriot division. So, I mean, what does it prove other than bragging rights?
And they're probably going to wrestle again. Of course, Pennsville has something to say about that when it comes to the Group 1 playoffs.
Absolutely. And right now, going into this last week, the latest ranking showed Paulsboro number 3 behind Haddonfield and Pennsville. So this will have a very big bearing on the recalculation when it comes about for Paulsboro and Haddonfield.
9 seconds left, still tied at 2 here in the second. Of course, Rivera has his choice in the third.
Yep.
There's a stall warning against Haddonfield. Rivera with a nice shot there in the last 10 seconds.
And he just kept shooting. That's a good call.
You bring up Camden Catholic, another thing, Village. One kid that's impressed me, and he impressed me last year. We saw them a couple times. T.J. Miller. If you remember last year in the state tournament, he gave Joe Duca his toughest match.
Yes.
And he was only a freshman last year.
T.J. Miller and Sauceman, the weight ahead of him, both won the Council Rock tournament. T.J. Miller is the real deal.
Caution on green. Back knee cannot touch. Back knee can't touch.
All right, we got a Haddonfield caution.
Okay, get set. Go ahead. Go ahead. Set.
Fact is, Camden Catholic has 3 good wrestlers. They got Walsh, I think he's a 12-pounder, and then they got Sauceman and Miller back-to-back. That's a great nucleus, but the important thing is that T.J. Miller is a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
3-2 now, so Weinstein has been hit for stalling. Obviously, when you're trailing anyway, you got to be aggressive.
Yep.
So you wouldn't think he's going to get hit again.
Well, and what Rivera has to watch out is he has the lead, but it's a tentative lead.
Right.
Stay in the middle, stay in the middle, stay in the middle. Stay circled, stay circled. That can't start.
And I'm sure that's what the Paulsboro bench is reminding Rivera, that even though you have the lead, the center circle is where you want to try and stay if you can. Don't back away from the guy. That's a sprawl. And we saw that years ago at the Phillipsburg-Paulsboro match when the Phillipsburg heavyweight took shots and Curl was defending himself in the sprawl and got called for stalling 3 times. So I think as an official you have to recognize if someone is doing the shooting during a match, and if he's backing away there, he can't continue to back away. Try to duck under, but you don't want to back all the way to the line and then try your duck under.
Rivera got the early takedown. Also has an escape. He has the 3-2 lead.
And with 45 seconds to go, again, he can't keep backing up. Tries to drag. But they want him to be aggressive here if he can. That prevents the stalling call if you're aggressive.
Weinstein taking a look at the clock. Under 30 seconds. Rivera takes the shot this time.
Keep the overhook in, he's okay.
15 seconds. Don't be surprised to see a stall warning against Rivera here in the final 5 seconds.
Well, and he's doing the right thing.
But he gets a takedown.
Yep, doing the right thing.
5-2. Rivera wins. 3 more for Paulsboro. They lead 17-12.
Gave 1 point at the buzzer. So it's going to be a 5-3. Wow.
We should have a good one at 25. If the top 2 wrestlers come out, we'll see what happens if we make some juggles, some lineup moves, some juggling around.
Yep.
Of course, Haddonfield has to send out first. See if they send out Gregorio.
For Haddonfield, Kevin Gregorio.
Gregorio's coming out.
Oh, change for Paulsboro already. Anthony Bennett. Against Gregorio.
And we saw Anthony wrestle the other night. He's a senior. Again, he's a journeyman. Bennett this year has a 6-2 record as a senior. He's pretty much a backup. And Gregorio, a District 28 champion, 24 wins a year ago. He's a senior with a 15-4 record this year. So the advantage in this bout goes to Gregorio.
Of course, Bennett here is just not to give up big points.
Well, he's got to do the same thing Finnegan did.
Yep.
You know, he's wrestled for his team. There is no I in team. He's got to do the best he can to prevent the least amount of damage for his teammates.
Sold out gymnasium, Vogue. They closed the doors at least a half hour before the match started. Of course, less seating in here now that they redid the bleachers. And there's a takedown for Bennett.
Little duck under.
And you know what? You get a takedown, maybe gain a little confidence.
Well, I think he's got to realize that the other wrestler puts his uniform on 1 leg at a time like he does. It's okay.
2-1.
Yeah, you mentioned the refurbished gymnasium here, much like the Gloucester County College gymnasium where they put the safer stands in. It did take away from some of the seating. Gregorio wasn't going to be caught with a spin behind that time. He got in deep and he's going to get a takedown here.
3-2.
Of course, now the gymnasium, a little bit of a reminder of back in the early 60s where they used to bring temporary stands in on each end. Now they have stands on each end. Oh, my!
Nothing now.
Not yet.
Got the two. What do we got?
Got
a couple different.
You got
things
two
here.
back points and
And
you got two reversal.
5-4 Gregorio.
We have the 2 back points and 2 reversal, and that's it. 2 and 2, that's it.
2 and 2. 2 and 2. Haddonfield near fall. Paulsboro reversal.
Watch it, Voj.
Right through here. He's going to get the headlock. I see he's got the arm. Got the arm.
Green's down.
No back points though. He ain't get any back points there. Well, he didn't get any. I mean, in your mind, was there any back points there?
For no.
Go ahead.
So 5-4 lead Gregorio.
And I think when Gregorio saw that it wasn't Scott coming out, but it was Bennett, right away, that gives him added incentive to go after extra points because he doesn't have the type of wrestler he thought he was going to face. So it's a little bit of a roll of the dice. But this is the underbelly side of Paulsboro's lineup.
Matches so far, Paulsboro's won 4. Of course, Haddonfield picking up big bonus points in their 2 wins.
Yeah.
Why they only trail by 5.
You know, something they practice hour after hour down in the locker room is a move that became well known years ago called the Hamilton Ride, where the top wrestler from Paulsboro tries to pull the wrist between the legs and lock it, and then use that for momentum to do a variety of turnover moves.
Warning against Bennett.
Yep.
Lets him go now, trails 6-4.
Stay in.
Yo, suck it up. Get your elbow.
Bennett will be challenged to go the distance in this match.
He's done.
Yep.
Pin. 5:27.
3:27.
3:27, only the second period. Wow.
Yeah.
18-17, Haddonfield by way of 3 pins. There it is.
Yeah, just powers into him. And Bennett doesn't know which way to go here. There's no, with the pressure on, there are very few ways he can go. And when his back gets exposed, Gregorio just slides up his hips up towards the head, locks the leg, Turk on the leg, and gets the pin.
Bill Richings, a junior, Voj, 0-2. Bill Richings, 0-2. Dante Scott for Paulsboro. Paulsboro's got to pick up some big points here. They got to be a heavy favorite, and you know, get back some of those bonus points they've been giving up.
Yeah. You can't be giving away points. And of course, you got to look at the talent on the other team too. All the wrestlers who have won with the big bonus points for Haddonfield are very accomplished wrestlers.
Of course, Dante Scott wrestled at Lindenwald as a freshman.
Yep.
Set, go ahead. Caution red, back knee's touching. Back knee cannot touch.
Warning against Paulsboro.
Reset. Set.
I mentioned earlier when I was talking to you, Dante Scott. I think we have a blood timeout. Dante Scott in Virginia the last 2 years. moved into the community, I believe, over the summer, and has been a kind of a pleasant surprise, although everyone knew he had ability. Just how soon would he get back in the groove of things, and he's 7-2.
Just want to mention, Voj, at the time, this match brought to you by the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, and these two schools, Voj, have a lot of Hall of Fame members.
Without a doubt. Haddonfield has had 8 Haddonfield people inducted into the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Paulsboro 31, and including from Paulsboro, brothers like the Hamiltons, the Suitors, the Giovanettis, the Marinas, Paul and Carmel, the Munions, Bob and Pete, and the Gentiles, Jimmy and Anthony. Jap, as we called him.
Back to action, 2-0 lead. Scott.
Keep it across the rack, keep it across the rack, keep it across the rack.
Now see, if the official's going to stop that for potentially dangerous, you have to switch off and go for something else.
Right.
You know, good old half Nelson and crotch might benefit some of these guys who are squirmers. You know, good Hamilton ride here would pay dividends for Dante Scott. Stalling against Haddonfield, a warning.
Well, Richings only giving up 2 points so far, Voj.
Well, he's doing the job he was asked to do, just like Finnegan did. When you have the low reserves being sent out there for your team, again, it stresses there's no I in team. You have to do what you got to do to help your team.
What do you want? Right to first. Green's neutral.
When you look down at this sheet, it looks like it's going to go down to Haley and Cosgrove at 71.
Again, it comes down to experience. And with Dawson and Cosgrove at the end, looking ahead with them at the end.
And Rappa.
And Rappa. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to have coming up. That's can't be the worst thing in the world. But Scott showed an unbelievably quick duck under at the Council Rock tournament. Unfortunately, Mark Manchio was there scouting. So I'm sure that they have their wrestlers keyed in on what his favorite move is on his feet. And it was the duck under, a spin behind. And you'll notice Richings grabbing a hold of that arm as Scott tries to go in.
For Scott, you just got to go after Richings. He's already been hit with a warning. You got to put the pressure on him.
Right, absolutely, because if he's blocking you going in, the official's going to pick that up. And he's got to feel that pressure.
An injury timeout.
Well, we got the injury timeout. We'll mention that on January 30th at Hamilton High School, there's a JV tournament that is co-sponsored by Hamilton and the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
And tell us, folks, because the Hall of Fame gives out scholarships. They hold those tournaments. They have a golf tournament to raise money.
Yes.
And, of course, the first Saturday every November, at least I know that for the last 8 or 9 I think I've been to, is there a Hall of Fame banquet. And that's a great night. I mean, you see some of the greats come back for that night.
Once.
Here's the last 5 matches of this series, Voj, and you can see, Paulsboro won the first 13 times these two schools wrestled, and then Haddonfield gained a little strength back, and then Paulsboro, won 37 in a row?
Yeah, and then, it's been a very highly competitive series the last 6-7 times out in the mat.
Of course, 2008 was I think the 4th straight loss for Paulsboro at that time.
Yes.
When they had lost to Collingswood right before that to stop their Colonial Conference streak, and then lost to Haddonfield, but avenged that loss to Haddonfield later on in the playoffs.
Yes.
There's 2 for Scott, 4-0.
Keep it across the back, 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 gotta go across the back. Across the back, off the back.
So he's dealing with dead weight, Scott is on the bottom, and that's the job of Richings. He knows that arm bar if Scott forces it, it's going to be stopped or potentially dangerous. So that's not a good move here with a wrestler who's been sent out there to just be dead weight.
Go ahead.
William Richings, 130 pounds. So obviously Haddonfield making a lot of changes here early, changing at 103 and then Richings at 0-2.
Yeah, Richings is a junior with an 0-2 record, William Richings. And all Richings is doing right now is giving Scott fits.
And this can be a big boost to the bench too.
Well, without a doubt. Without a doubt, because again, they're showing that they're not going to give up points easily. And when their big guns have to get points, they're getting them. Yeah, Paulsboro, I think, was expecting more out of Gentile. I think they were expecting more out of
well, they were pinned 3 times. They were pinned.
Yeah, and you can't give up 3 pins in a 14-match meet. First of all, 14 bouts is way too many. You know, they're killing the sport. You go back to 12 weights. You see, all he's doing is backing off there.
Now, if you're Scott, you just got to worry about getting a major decision.
Yeah. But see, if he were executing the type of takedowns he was executing at Council Rock, he'd get the calls because the guy would have to back away to avoid it.
Another injury time. So that gives Scott his choice.
Oh, now Pete's going to ask a question?
I think just checking how much time left.
Okay.
It's going to be his choice now. It's going to be his choice.
Take a look at Dean Duca, Paul Marina, Steve Anashevsky, Dante Scott.
15 left.
And of course, this is one that they felt they could get extra points.
And he's going to take down here since he has his choice with the second entry time. He's going to let him go.
Optional start.
Well, freestyle start. We'll see. Right in on that leg. There's 2. That's a reversal, I guess?
Yes. Yeah, because they never separated.
Right. The stall warning against 7, so now another takedown will give him the major. Even if he lets him go, it gets that takedown.
Neutral one.
Giving him one.
Let's go.
7-1.
Now he has to stay busy though. And again, if he keeps the aggressive pressure on, he can get more stalling calls. Because all Richings is doing is grabbing the forearms there and just holding on.
Little acrobatic move tried by
Well,
Scott.
he's
He's got that leg hook though. He's got to get his leg free.
Yep.
He can spin around and
Yep.
get the 2. 18 seconds.
It's a stalemate right now.
There's the 2. Now he's got to hold on for the last 8 seconds. Looks up at the clock, and he's going to get the major, 9-1. Nice job by Richings, though, Vogue. Only 4.
Only gave up 4
Against
points.
Pete DePaul, can tell. He's happy with that. 21-18 Paulsboro. So Paulsboro now leads in bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3.
For Haddonfield, Chris Dangler. For Paulsboro, Nick Canauer.
Chris Dangler, Nick Canauer.
And Dangler comes into this match 11-7. And Nick Canauer is 6-6 with 19 career wins. Chris Dangler is a junior. Nick Canauer is a junior.
Injury timeout again for Haddonfield. So Vogeding, Timber Creek, Paulsboro, Haddonfield, who's number one? If Haddonfield wins, who's number one? Haddonfield and Timber Creek. If Paulsboro wins, who's number one? Timber Creek or Paulsboro?
Well,
Or is Camden Catholic? Is Cherokee? Cherokee's got to wrestle.
Well, Cherokee's got to wrestle Timber Creek.
Right.
That's ultra important. I think Cherokee wrestles Camden Catholic.
Yes, they. Well, yeah, I don't know if we have that in here. Probably not in my notes here, but
I think they're so equal this year. I don't see a standout team. Timber Creek was in the Mustang tournament at Brick Memorial. They have some very good wrestlers. They have wrestlers you're going to see in the Region 8 tournament. But from top to bottom, I think that they were a runaway team.
right.
But they came out of the chute quickly this year, and they're doing well.
And that program turned around really quick, Vogeding. Timber Creek. I mean, obviously they're a fairly new high school.
Well,
it's a wrestling background.
Yeah,
I mean, they're coming from the Gloucester Township where Highland dominated for so many years.
Yeah, it's an offshoot of Highland.
Right.
A lot of people moved in. They went up in number of people in the district, so they formed another high school.
Vogeding, I chuckled to myself when you mentioned back to the 60s when Paulsboro used to bring in the portable bleachers. I can remember as recent as the 80s when they used to wrestle Vineland. When Vineland had those real good teams, they used to bring those portable bleachers in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
May have done it against, Paul VI or some other teams as well. Back then, Paulsboro was pretty much dominating everybody, so there was only a few teams that even had a chance. And after the match was over, they really didn't have a chance as it was anyway. I guess that's a big question. All the dominance. What was the most dominant decade for Paulsboro wrestling? Was it the 80s, the 90s, the 70s?
Well, I think when Bob Frederick took over, following Sam Evangelista, I thought he had a really domineering streak. He won 84 matches in a row before they lost to Rancocas Valley on Valentine's Day.
Right.
And I can remember telling him it'd never be duplicated. And they turned around and won 96 in a row, the team. And he, Bob Fredericks could have kept coaching, and he gave up that spot to become the athletic director, and Paul had been his assistant, and he brought him in as the head coach. This is his 26th year as the head coach.
That's scary because we're the same age, I think.
Yeah. And you look at his record, and you just say, how can someone do that?
514 wins, 29 losses, 4 ties.
And, of course, now the pressure is even greater because he is the high school principal as well as the head wrestling coach. So there's a lot of responsibilities involved. Plus, he has a couple of his sons that are wrestling now on the youth level. So it's a full plate. This is a huge match for Paulsboro. You start pinpointing which match is important and which match can they afford to lose, or where they got to keep points to a minimum. This is a one that they can win, but is also one that they don't want to make a mistake on and give up big points.
Dangler and on that leg.
Yep.
Nice job by Canauer fighting off it.
Yeah, because he almost got slipped underneath and was going to give that up. Reacted quickly enough to not give it up. I know people like to see domination out there. There's a takedown.
Canauer 2-0.
But here's a perfect example of two really good teams going at it. And if somebody wins by 3 or 4 points, you can't walk away disappointed.
Well, you can.
Well, you can.
You can. And I'm sure they will.
Well,
the fans, the true wrestling fans will come out and say, yeah, we saw a really good match.
And, last couple of years when you had Duca and Greenwald anchoring the lineup, you had pretty much experience up and down the lineup coming out to start the season. You know, some of the former wrestlers we've seen here tonight, Brian Tracy and Nico Lopez, and you know, guys that were role players and did a hell of a job.
Brian Tracy, by the way, wasn't a role player.
He was a
runner-up, state runner-up.
Yeah, he was very good. But I mean, Nico Lopez were role players.
Yeah. Just clarifying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Brian Tracy parlayed that into a degree from Brown, and is now he's a cadet wrestling official. We saw another cadet wrestling official tonight, Ryan Cunningham, who was a 2-time state champion for Cherry Hill West. And it's good to see guys like that coming back.
Set, you're on top.
Second period, 2-0 lead Canauer. He's on the top. Dangler, Chris Dangler, a Haddonfield wrestler. We'll go back to the center. First time I said that this year. Saw a pretty good freshman here today too, Van Brill. Mike Van Brill's son who wrestles for Clearview, Vogue.
We'll see him in District 29. You see a false start on the bottom.
Another caution.
You see another caution.
This one on Haddonfield.
Relax.
Next one's a point. Everyone after that's a point.
You set? Relax, all right? You got 2 cautions, all right? Relax. I'm going to blow the whistle after I say set, all right? Okay, go ahead. Set.
Now, see, I thought that was very good what Ron Roberts did there. He made sure the Haddonfield wrestler understood he had 2 cautions already, and he said, I'm going to say set before I blow the whistle. Just relax. And, of course, when you're Dangler and you're sent out there and you're expected to win, and you're down 2-0, it's tough to relax.
Set.
Trying to keep that arm bar behind the back.
Back in, stop.
Haddonfield last year made some noise by knocking off Camden Catholic votes, which had to be pretty rewarding for Pete DePaul since he coached at Camden Catholic at one time.
Yeah. And he's had some pretty good success wherever he has gone.
Locking hands? No.
No.
The Haddonfield bench was calling for it. There it is now. So, took a while. That's a big point. Big point, Vogue.
Yeah.
2-1 now.
Your hands touch. Your hands touch, all right?
Dangler can get out. He can tie this match going into the third.
Yeah, go ahead.
Still got a minute 15. 21-18, Paulsboro leads.
And ironically, he didn't lock hands, but when you put the hands around the body, if they touch, it's called locking hands. So you have to be very careful on, you know, how you knock your opponent down, how you keep him on the mat. You can't overlap hands. Good hip action that time by Canauer.
Dangler just trying to get out, inching out. You see Manchio tell him, get off the mat, get off the mat.
Geez, he should have done that when he was wrestling Greg Croce.
Oh, that's a shot, Coach. 32 seconds.
There's Manchio trying to get his wrestler to get excited.
Relax here, relax.
25 seconds remaining in this period.
So Manchio against Alexander, one of the great moves in Region 8 history, wasn't it?
Yes. We see, you know, sometime we're going to have to look at all those Region 8 tapes and do a highlight reel.
But you do that, Vogue, and then call me.
I know.
After you narrow it down. You got that, you got the Suter Covington one.
Yeah.
2 seconds, we're going to go into the third, 2-1 lead Canauer. And Canauer, after getting a point taken away, or giving up that point, did a great job the last minute 15.
Yep.
Holding Dangler down, and now he starts on the bottom, has a chance to get an escape. Going to let him go here anyway. Going to start up that way, 3-1. Which I find interesting now at this point, Vogue, because if he takes him down, then he's still got to hold him down.
Yeah. I think what he's banking on there is, you know, maybe trying to get him to risk a move and get more than 2 out of it, maybe a 2-2.
Maybe with the caution, he didn't want him on the mat.
Yeah.
The 2 cautions. I don't know if they thought that like that, but this is one of those toss-up matches, Voj. Actually, I would have probably favored Haddonfield slightly.
Oh, I think you had to going into this bout. You know, with Canauer having a 6-6 record and Dangler having an 11-7 record. Although, you know, when I was talking with Steve Anashevsky the other day, when he talked about some of Haddonfield's wrestlers, he felt that some of his kids who haven't wrestled nearly as often this year stood a very good chance. So I think they've scouted very well and have an idea what they want to do, and now it's just a matter of the team performing.
Yeah, I think both of these teams have seen each other many times before tonight.
Well, like I said, up at Council Rock, Manchio was up there taking lots of notes.
Dangler trying to get in on that leg.
Yeah. And Canauer trying to spin him around. Look for an opening maybe to go the opposite way. Getting it on the leg. They do this over and over and over in the locker room.
The key about this, Voj, is just the clock keeps ticking, too, for Canauer. That's good news for him.
Yep.
Dangler, he's got to try something.
Well, he's got to try something dangerous here.
Absolutely, because what's the difference?
There you go.
Here's a takedown, 5-1 lead for Canauer.
And see what you do there when you get the man's leg up in the air, you have to get him going in the opposite direction. Get him off balance.
And Canauer wins 5-1. 9 matches down. Paulsboro has won 6. There are only 3 losses, giving up pins. We go to 140. Let me listen in.
At 140 pounds for Haddonfield, with Oswald, and for Paulsboro.
With Oswald, Tyree Ellis.
Yep.
2 points already for Ellis. So we could throw the records out the window here.
Stay right there. Don't move. Stay right there.
6 and 5.
Yep.
Got an injury already.
Yeah, you can go, bro.
Yeah, Ellis 6 and 5, 22 career wins. He's still sub 500, but he was second in the districts last year. With Oswald, 15 and 7, also second in the districts last year. So they also both have a little bit of comparable backgrounds. Of course, Ellis getting a slow start this year because he was hurt in football season. Getting hurt in football season cost McMullen the whole year last year.
So I think Paulsboro last year had high expectations for McMullen on the wrestling team.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, it's interesting, Voj. We have this chance. Paulsboro doesn't have a true 215-pounder this year.
They do not.
They don't have anyone over 189 except for the heavyweights.
Yep. They are walking the hallways, Mondelli.
Did that a couple years ago. Remember the year Collingswood beat them?
Yep. They got heavier guys that live and die with the football team, and they could care less about wrestling. And what a shame. Why I say it's a shame? Because what do you do in the wintertime? What do you do in the wintertime? Well, you know, the coach wants them to lift weights.
Okay, stay in shape.
You know?
Lift weights.
You know, look at the West Epper this year. That big lineman that they have, Pollard. Where's he now? Is he lifting weights? He's their heavyweight. And this is the point. The point is there is no backup to Curl.
Right.
There is no one.
Right.
There is no one at all at 215. So you're bumping guys like Ryan Dick, who have the heart of a lion, up into an area where he shouldn't be. You know what I mean? And there are people walking the hallways that don't have the courage to come out for the sport. My sermon is done.
Isn't it? I don't think you make that statement when the baseball team needs a shortstop. Why don't one of the wrestlers go out there and play shortstop?
Absolutely. I
never heard you say
Well,
that.
I was standing over there in front of that locker room tonight before we went on the air, talking to a couple of the, in fact, Brian Klaus is one of them, talking to them, and 2 things we agreed on. 12 weights
Right.
should be maximum, number one.
Absolutely.
Number two, club sports should be abolished.
All right, you're down.
You know, let the
Red's
kids
gonna be
go
on top.
from season to season to season and enjoy the growing up as youngsters. These
Right,
kids
let me
don't have that opportunity anymore.
All right, you're on top and wait till it's step. Go ahead.
I actually was one of those parents whose kid played club sports, and I can tell you right now, I couldn't wait till he could drive.
Yep.
'Cause I did a lot of driving for a lot of years. 2-1 now. I see escape.
Well, I can remember being over John Birch Kelly's house. John and Dolores Birch Kelly. Dolores, by the way, we miss her sadly, passed away after a lengthy battle with cancer. They drove Nikki and the other wrestlers all over the country. All over the country.
We're going to take a break, folks. 24-18 Paulsboro. We'll be right back.
How much we?
1:20 left here in the first
Easy.
period. Tyree Ellis with a 4-1 lead now with that takedown here in the first over Whit Oswald. Oswald Jr.
Control.
Cuts him loose.
One.
Escape. So obviously Ellis with the 2 takedowns in the first minute, pretty confident on his feet.
Well,
And what is his strength, Bode? You've seen him now.
Yes, and that's his strength. And upper body throws. That's where he's got to be careful. Right there. Right there. He's jeopardizing himself. Oh, my. 3 back points.
So it's 9-2, but he got in trouble there for a little
Yes,
bit.
yes. And that was the point.
Neutral, there you go, Vogue. As you can tell, confident on his feet. 9-3. Wild first period, but this time Oswald takes the shot, gets in on that leg quick.
Yeah, he has to. He has to because now he's so far down. He's got to know the weaknesses of Ellis. And one of the weaknesses of Tyree Ellis is sometimes he'll go upper body with you and may not be strong enough to execute those against an accomplished wrestler. But he's very, very good at spinning behind.
And there's another 2.
Like that.
It's 11-3, 17 seconds. This is where he's got to know how much time's on the clock. Break his man down.
And the bench has got to be telling him, hold him down, short time. We're short time right now. Don't let him out.
So whoever wins the flip here, I mean, if Ellis wins, obviously he's one to start neutral.
Yeah.
Push goes to red. Good choice. What do you want? Neutral, red's neutral.
Don't take neutral.
Yeah. What's the score?
11-3 as we start the second period.
You're getting pretty good at this, Mondelli.
I'm looking at the scoreboard right in front of me, Vogue. I don't need glasses for that.
That thing a mile
I'm
away.
farsighted. It's the near sight, the near thing that's killing me. Especially that small print in the newspapers. I have to put on the glasses.
I don't know how you can read your notes tonight going into this. It looked like Bob
I
Schreier.
can tell you, it's an honor of Bob Schreier because we're missing a big banquet for
Yes,
Bob
we are.
tonight. Bob's being honored, and of course we're here doing this match.
And you know, I was so fortunate in my life because after teaching school in the very beginning, he lured me to the Gloucester County Times, well, the Woodbury Times back then. And I became that was my career in sports writing.
How did you just do that with like a stone and chisel? Because that was a long time ago. There's a takedown, by the way, if I take a shot at your age, 11-5. Oswald gets the takedown. This is where Ellis doesn't like being on the bottom, I would assume.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Yeah, I was at in education for 6 years, and he actually gave me a job going into the summertime as a part-time sports writer in the summertime. And as a teacher, your summers were off, so you wanted to get a little extra income.
Right.
And during the course of that summer, he offered me a job in the sports department. And he was the editor, Haddonfield Caution.
I can't believe you take a job. What, you're telling me that education, you don't get paid a lot? Because what I'm reading, the teachers make a bunch of money.
Don't forget, this is back in 1968.
I shouldn't be political here anymore. 11-5, 1 minute left.
But he lured me into the sports department, and he was the editor, sports editor, and Stan Booty was the assistant. And then Bob became the managing editor of the paper, and Booty moved up to be the sports editor, and I moved up to become the assistant sports editor.
Yeah, some great names at the time, Stan Booty and Bob Schreier. Wow.
George Anastasia was in that sports department.
And his son, his
Now you see him
here.
Yeah, and now you see him reporting on the mob.
Yep, there we go. It's a 2 points, 13-5 for Ellis. Yeah, George's brother Phil covering the match for the Inquirer, right?
Yep.
A lot of people up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 reporters covering this for the papers.
John Belinsky's up there. He's reporting to the Newark Star-Ledger because they have both these teams ranked in the state.
Yeah, they got 6. I think both of them in the top 10, actually.
Yeah.
13-6, 25 seconds left in the second.
You know, and then Belinsky said, you know, he looked at the lineups and he didn't see how Paulsboro could lose. But, you know, they won a couple of the close ones. And that's what you have to do in order to win. They've given up 3 big matches, all worth the maximum. That's where the 18 points have come from. So you have to chip away in the other matches, because if you get 2 decisions, you're only chipping away 1 pin.
So spin behind, takedown, and that's in the last 3 seconds. So 15-6, he's in major territory right now with 2 minutes to wrestle. Possibly 2 minutes to wrestle. Of course, a wild match last weekend, Vogue, South Plainfield and Jackson, which went down to the criteria.
Right.
South Plainfield beating Jackson.
I've seen more criteria decisions this year in meets than I've seen in a long time.
I don't know, Vogue, wasn't it Eastern last year that seemed to be involved in a lot of those?
Yeah. And then
when we went to them all.
Yeah. And you have to have the rule book with you, which I don't have tonight, unfortunately, because Al Maloney was supposed to get me one. Hasn't done it yet.
And Oswald now getting aggressive.
He has to be. He's trailing. Now you notice that Manchio is more up, getting animated over there, and P.D. DePaul was kind of like sitting there saying, "What do I say next?" They know what they got to do.
What did Paul Marina say? Once they wade in, it's up to the kids.
Yep.
Can't go out there and wrestle for him. Oswald again gets this takedown, which he does. He cuts into it. It's just a decision. Now they're saying, let him go. 15-9.
And now this is where conditioning comes into play.
How's that working out right now? 16-9. Ellis needs a takedown to get Paulsboro that 4th point. Caution on Ellis. He looks like he's tanked, Vogue.
Oh, he is tanked. There's no question. Well, he got a late start in the season.
Injury too. I don't know if it's the blood or what. We did have a timeout.
Yeah, so. and his late start in the season because of an injured finger. And you can't really practice like you should practice if you have injuries. That's when you have to suck it up and just go harder. I'd get right in on a leg like that, and I'd hold on for dear life.
There's Ellis gets the 2 back. That's his big ones, 18-9, because even if he lets up the escape, he still has a major.
Yeah.
High scoring match.
Yeah, but what he has to do, he has to drive him flat. You got to get him flat. You got to think of the team here at this point. What can I do to help my team? This is a huge win for him.
Oh, look out.
There you go.
Wow,
can't lose focus. Can't lose focus.
Look for a stall here, Vogue.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an escape before it's a stall, I think. There's a neutral.
18-10. No warnings yet, though, right?
No, so he's just got a circle.
Back up, and that's what they're telling him. But he's got the leg now. Oswald got to finish this in 2 seconds. He's not. 18-10 final, so an extra point for Paulsboro. 28-18. Major decision. Paulsboro winning 7 out of the 10 so far.
Wow, and I said I could see a 7-7 or an 8-6 split.
Still gonna have 8-6.
But I think the momentum is really going out the window.
At 145 pounds for Haddonfield, Will Dangler. For Paulsboro,
Will Dangler
and
Lou
Gattuso. Yeah. Dangler is a senior, 15-3 this year, district runner-up last year. Lou Gattuso, a senior, 9-5 this year. 6-6 this year, 14-35 in his career. So the odds favor Will Dangler.
Remember last year in the dual meet against Absegami, Latuso's big win.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a big upset if Absegami came into Paulsboro and won. Latuso had a big win. Paulsboro wins the match.
Yeah. And he's improved over last year. Louis is a hard worker. There's no doubt about that. You know, is he a champion wrestler? He's working to be better, but he hasn't reached that level yet.
Offense, offense, offense. You got your two. You got your two.
Takedown for Dangler. Yeah. Dangler beat Martell last year in the Group 1 final 4-2 and beat Ryan Dick 12-4 in the dual meet.
We're going to see back points here in a second.
Not yet, 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 not yet.
Here, Roberts, not yet.
Yeah, because he's got to break the plane.
Grab onto that foot. You see Latuso just grab onto that foot.
That's the thing he's got to do. But now he's in deep trouble here because the half is in.
Got the back points there.
Yeah. Very close to a pin here.
5 seconds. And he's going to run out of time. Get 3 back and I'll have a 5-0 lead after 1.
Choice is green. Choice is green. Green to first. Neutral. That's neutral. Neutral.
Paulsboro's choice. He takes the neutral position.
Is it 5-0 or 3-2? Okay, here. Okay, we're fixing it here.
Yeah, 5-0.
Okay. There we go.
Who's that guy on the clock, Bruce? That's our boy, Vug. Back in the early days, I'm not going to say what year it was, but I'll say it, Vug. 79, 80, 81, somewhere in that range. Mark Vug used to go get hot dogs for us.
Yep.
It's on the clock today.
Okay, you got your two.
5-0 lead, now 7-0.
And if he looks a little bit thinner than back in those days, he had gastric bypass surgery.
He's looking really good, Vug. Talked to him earlier today.
It's been a success. He went back to work the day after Thanksgiving.
He's ready to challenge me in the 100.
Easy up.
Well, I don't know about that.
There,
and not a wise move on his part, I told him. 128, 7-0 lead. 128 left in the second period. There's Mark Vog. Looking good.
Yep. Total.
Little Vog, baby. Vog. And right next to Mark Vog is Stacy Anishevsky, Steve Anishevsky's daughter. Obviously getting the looks from the mother. That's Steve Nislam joking. See, he's got a nice shirt on today, Vog. We'll talk about that later. Dangler looking all over Latuso right now.
He's going for it. He's the shark smelling the wounded fish right now. He knows his job is to pick up a big 6. Oh my.
Only got a 1 count, so no back points yet.
No, but he's turning him now. Oh my. Oh my.
He's on.
Yep. 3:04.
Big hand.
How about this? 7-4 in bouts. Paulsboro leads, but they've given up 4 pins, and it's 28-24, and it's best 2 out of 3, it looks like. I'm assuming we're going to have Rappa, Dawson, Cosgrove for Paulsboro the next 3 weights.
Yeah.
And we'll see how Haddonfield does it.
Who's that choices period?
Should be an exciting finish.
At 152.
Big hands.
Haddonfield, Logan Valier. For Paulsboro, Demir Rappa.
Logan Valier, 16-5. Demir Rappa for Paulsboro.
Demir Rappa 9-5, but 91 career wins. Was 6 in the Council Rock tournament, first in the district, second in the region last year. And just a few short years ago, he was a 103-pounder. Now he's 152.
Valier wrestled once against Paulsboro last year in the Group 1 final.
Stay circled.
And
Stay
was
circled.
pinned by Matt Cosgrove, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Wrestled at 171 at that time, Vogt.
Yeah.
So obviously probably just moved up. Took one for the team, it looked like.
Look at that match when Demir Rappa was a freshman. What weight did he wrestle?
Oh, I know. I was thinking that 103, and now he's at 152.
Yeah.
Stay in.
So Logan Valier is 16-5, and Demir Rappa 9-5. Both are seniors.
Stay in. Get in there. Let's go. Get in.
I see Valier has to try and circle in that inner circle, and if he keeps backing out of it, he could get called for a stalling warning. He's trying to protect with the underhook.
Get in. Go.
Demir Rappa, when he gets in on the legs, he generally gets a takedown. There you got Haddonfield with the stall warning.
Get in there. Stay in the circle.
The Haddonfield bench, of course, looks shocked, but it could have been called 30 seconds ago.
Stay in. He's backing out to the circle. Get in. Let's go. Get in.
Chase. And I don't mean Utley.
Good choice. Nice defense. Let's go. Go.
You don't happen to have Paulsboro's schedule on you by any chance, do you, Vog?
Well, I know they have Collingswood. Well, they have a quad on Saturday.
Right.
At Williamstown.
Williamstown, Hamilton, St. Augustine.
Yeah. And on a Monday they have Collingswood. That's a rescheduled meet. The only meet that I don't think is going to be rescheduled is Clearview.
Who's going to escape 1-0 Rappa?
Get in there. Get in there. Stall green.
So another point for Rappa on the stalling, and there's a takedown. He's now up 4-0. A quick 3 points.
Easy. Neutral. Get in the truck. Stay in.
Now 4-1.
Stay in there.
Of course, Valier's got to stay active now. He's been hit twice, and there's the leg by Rappa. He looks like he's going to get the takedown. He gets it up 6-1. Under a minute left here in the second. If you're Rappa, you got to think about bonus points.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You know, take the pressure off those last 2 wrestlers.
Yeah, because this would be, what did you say before, 7 wins?
They already have 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be the 8th win. And I think you got to feel a little bit comfortable with the last 2.
Well, you know what, Vog? Yeah, but you've got Schlit and Haley,
Yeah.
17-3 and 15-5. Oh.
Yeah.
Neutral 6-2. Looking for like some sort of penalty point. See Pete DePaul and Manchio up in arms. They're not happy.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Keep on him, because they keep on him, it'll cost you a team point. See if we can hear the explanation.
Let's watch him move first. He brought him down. Now,
Not very safely. I mean, if I'm a coach, I would have asked for a. I see Manchio now trying to make amends with the official. That's all right. I didn't mean to yell at you like that.
Vog, I can take it. I yelled at you about baseball. Or I knew where you were going.
This is not a powder puff game.
There you go, back to the mat. Great match, by the way. And Paulsboro's got another big competition. Talk about Collingswood, the 31st. They have West Deptford.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if that West Deptford, is that going to be the match where if they do win this one, they have a shot at their 1,000th? I'm not sure. That's why I asked for the schedule. Rappa, there we go again. Another, not the takedown. He doesn't have it yet.
Now he's going to get it.
8-2. He came on really big in the second period. 8 points in the second period for Rappa.
If things go like they're scheduled right now and they don't get another team on the schedule, then West Deptford would be number 1,000 should they continue to win.
Carry down.
Now they have
5
to beat
seconds.
Collingswood. They have to beat St. Augustine.
Absegami.
Yeah.
All they should be favored, though. There's a warning, a caution actually against Rappa. But when you're number 2 in South Jersey in the Courier, number 1, by the way, in the Inquiry, you should win those matches.
Absolutely. I mean, this has got to be a big confident builder here. 8-2.
Who is it? Green? Down. Neutral.
Good neutral here.
Stay in the circle here. Stay in.
And that was an automatic point for Haddonfield because it was Haddonfield's choice and they took down.
It's 8-3.
And Paulsboro gave them the escape.
The 2 stall calls already on Valier.
Yep.
And there's another one.
Let's go. Get in there.
9-3. So Rappa needs a takedown to get to that major decision territory. Oh, there we go again. Potentially dangerous, and
he grabbed the neck. He grabbed the carotid artery. I don't know whether they call it potentially dangerous or illegal, but there's no change in score, right?
No.
9-3. But you can't choke off somebody with that carotid artery. It's illegal. And they can bounce up and down all they want on the far sideline. The official's right on top of it.
Get in, get in, get in. Stop! Go, get in, get in.
Did you get a stall on Rappa there?
Would I?
Yeah.
No, but I get a caution there.
Second caution.
Yep. No, I didn't have a stall because he was defending himself on the out of bounds line.
Get in there, get in there, get in there.
Into the final
Another
50
stall on
seconds.
Valier would be 2 points though, right?
Yes, it would. 1-1-2 and out. And
He's getting up with that clock. That's a long 45 seconds.
And he's still backing out.
Valier can hold on another 30 seconds. Big for Haddonfield. Don't want to give up that extra point.
Neutral, neutral, neutral.
19 seconds. Rappa's got to go right at him, though.
Yes.
And Valier's going to hold on, just give up the regular decision. 9-3.
Again.
8th win for Paulsboro. The 8th win for Paulsboro. 31-24, so Paulsboro just has to win one out of the next 2, but some pretty good wrestlers coming up for Haddonfield. Schlit and Haley. Let's see who comes out first.
At 160 pounds for Haddonfield, Schlit. And for Paulsboro,
Anthony Dawson and Rob Schlit. And of course, somewhere in these next 2 matches, Haddonfield not only has to win them both, but get at least a major.
Yes.
Well, actually, no. A tech, because Paulsboro's already won 8.
Yep.
And there's a takedown for Dawson.
I've seen Dawson wrestle a couple times this year in the Mustang tournament where he finished first in his weight class and over at Council Rock, and he has really improved over last year.
These 2 last year, January 4th, 12-11 match where Schlit beat Dawson.
Dawson 13-2 this year, 71 career wins. He was a district champion last year. And Schlit 17-3 and a district runner-up last year.
Right? Don't talk, go ahead.
But I think Dawson's exuberance has really stood out this year, as well as his talent. I think he's worked very, very hard during the summertime to improve his on-mat skills.
We have an escape, now 2-1.
Stop. Neutral, neutral, neutral. We're out, for the whistle, wait for the whistle. Wait for the whistle. Caution red. Get your foot on the line. Go. Get your foot on the line.
Caution on red.
Yep. And that's because he didn't line up properly on the lines out in the middle of the mat. Have to have your 1 foot on the line. And that's an elementary mistake.
Use the culinary analogy, though, just like a good chef. Clean your knife, sharpen your knife, put it away.
Yep.
Know where you are, do the basics.
Yep, nothing yet. Now he's got 2 going out of bounds.
Guess what? I sat in on a culinary arts lecture yesterday, obviously.
I bet that was interesting, huh?
Mark Vetri, one of the top chefs in Philadelphia, actually has 3 of the top 11 restaurants come to Philadelphia Magazine. It's a guest speaker at GCIT yesterday. I'm bringing all kinds of info to this wrestling match.
Yes,
folks.
you are. I'm impressed with the culinary arts comments.
4-2.
If there's one area where Dawson, I think, has to improve his skills when you're heading into the districts and the regionals, it is your ride on top. Once you get a lead, you have to make the man work extra hard to get points.
I'll tell you what,
In a match.
we'll see what happens here when this match finally ends, but it was Eric McMullen on top
Yes.
with those back points in overtime.
And now I think that didn't knock the win completely out of the sails of Haddonfield, but I think it was a momentum changer early. Of course, it didn't look like it the way they were coming out pinning people.
Right.
Easy. Neutral. 1. Back in.
4-3. Dawson on top. Gets on that leg.
And he walks the opposite way with it. Notice how he got in on the single and took it the opposite direction. That's what you want to do with a single. It pays off with a takedown.
Dawson wins. Paulsboro wins, barring any penalty points.
Neutral.
6-4.
Stay in, stay in.
And these 2 teams can very well meet again in less than a month.
Yeah, and like we were saying,
Stop.
it's going to have a bearing on the final seedings.
And you would think somebody from Pennsville's got to be here tonight.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Somebody from Kittatinny. Got to think, though, the top 3 teams in Group 1 might all be here in South Jersey this year. Kittatinny's pretty tough. They lost to Phillipsburg, who Paulsboro wrestles last match of the year.
Yep.
Because last year that match got snowed out. It's a big day of wrestling. Paulsboro, Phillipsburg, Timber Creek. Oh, look at this, Vogue. Oh!
Made one fatal mistake out there.
That's over! Oh! 31-30. We go down to the wire. 5th Paulsboro wrestler pinned tonight.
What's the time?
41 seconds left in the second, was that?
3:29.
What it looked like. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Watch this, Vogue. Walk us through it.
Just gives him a lateral drop. Carmel Marina made that so famous when he was wrestling. Lateral drop, when you got the one arm barred, you just take your time, lower your hips, and work for the half. Here comes the half in. Now you drive him over, and you got him tight. There is no escape.
Cosgrove Haley, this is it, Vogue. I mentioned it before that match. Haddonfield needed to get some bonus points, and they're going to.
Yep.
They got some big ones there.
Huge, huge.
Comes down to the final match.
Sam Haley, a senior, 15-5.
No points, and once again, the Haddonfield bench does not like the call.
District champion last year. That's Haley. And Matt Cosgrove, a senior, 12-4 this year, 73 career wins, third in the district, second in the region last year.
Won't be a criteria decision, we know that.
No.
Let's go Haley chants coming from the Haddonfield fans. A lot of pressure on these two wrestlers, Voj.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Only 5 wins for Haddonfield, but every one of them the maximum amount of points.
Stop, back in. Go.
Haddonfield being very aggressive. Right in on the leg.
There's the takedown, Haley with a 2-0 lead. 25 seconds left, period number 1.
Cosgrove's got to come up off the mat. Got to figure a way to get out.
Two 2-0 lead. Haley.
Yeah. Set.
This is for bragging rights in possibly bragging rights in Group 1, South Jersey.
Go, use it.
Haley looks really tough on top, too.
Oh yeah, he's draping those legs over. His job is to keep the man on the mat.
Stop.
Good job, Cosgrove. Good job.
Go down.
124 left in the second period.
Set.
Left here in period number 2.
Yep.
Stalemate.
Yep. Again, you have to explode off the bottom. Because the third period, Haley's going to be down, I'm sure.
Yep. Go, use it. Let's use it.
Just hooking that
Let's use it.
left leg.
Let's use it.
Right on top, hooks the left leg.
Seconds left.
Go. You're down. Set. You're down. Let's go. Set.
That's a stall right there. Potentially taking him off the mat. 1 point. Potentially taking your man off the mat.
2-1. Now it's big for Cosgrove to try and get out and tie the score. Let's listen in, Voj.
My guy, the only thing he can do is walk him because
You gotta keep-
when he's lifting him, yeah, but
I understand that, but he took him and carried him across, from halfway across out of bounds. What's your question now? What's your question? What rule are you questioning? What rule are you questioning? Misconduct.
to hear.
Misconduct.
That's a warning now.
Yeah.
Go down. Go.
I thought that was pretty clear what was called. Picked him up, carried him right off the mat. But it does no good at all if Oswald can't come off, or Cosgrove can't come off the bottom. Now the pressure in the third period is going to be on Cosgrove trying to keep his opponent on the mat.
I don't know about that, do you? I guess the question is, he's got to see how he is the first 30 seconds.
Oh,
he
yeah.
has no shot at turning. He's got to cut him loose, folks.
Without a doubt.
Pete DePaul with that signature win last year against Camden Catholic, trying to come into his alma mater and pick up a win as a coach.
Yep.
Stop.
13 seconds into period number 3. Haley 2, Cosgrove 1.
Stop.
Great student support by Haddonfield.
Yep. I think a lot of Paulsboro followers are stunned.
Point green, so he gets that point back.
Yep.
3-1. Gotta let him go now. 4-1. There's Cosgrove with the takedown, 4-3. Spin around, we'll see if he cuts him again. I think he'll try for a couple seconds. Now Marina's saying cut him. 5-3.
And with no stalling warnings, all Haley's got to do is stay away.
Stay center, stay center, stay center.
And he'll know just enough to back to that line and then turn in.
Go neutral. Go neutral.
Drape over the back, pick up the ankle.
Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral.
Cosgrove just
Go
not
neutral.
strong enough.
Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral. Go neutral.
40 seconds
Go
left.
neutral.
Got to pop his head.
Go neutral.
Nothing. Great job by Haley, Vogt.
Oh, great job.
And he's just holding on. That's all he's got to do.
That's all. Yeah, no stalling warnings. Just hang on.
Haddonfield, 20 seconds left from knocking off Paulsboro. We have a stalemate, 18 seconds left, folks. But I realize that is pretty exciting.
Yeah, told you it could be 7-7, 8-6. You certainly didn't expect 5 pins.
14 seconds, 10.
Stay in.
He got the takedown. Did he get it or not? Haddonfield wins the match. Did not get it. Haddonfield knocks off Paulsboro 33-31. Holy cow. Paulsboro wins 8 out of 14.
That just goes to show you when you can win 8 out of 14, how important the bonus points are. And
Pete DePaul, a former region champion of Paulsboro last year, goes in and knocks off Camden Catholic, where he coached, comes into Paulsboro where he wrestled, knocks off the Red Raiders, 33-31. What a wild finish. These two teams may meet again. We'll see. Pennsville still lurking there in Group 1. But Haddonfield takes a giant step, not only in South Jersey votes, but the New Jersey rankings. 33-31. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, have an interview after this message.
$35, $40.
Welcome back to Paulsboro High School.
We need those weights.
31, Haddonfield wins. Pete, what a match. I mean, you guys lose 8 out of 14, but bonus points we knew were going to be a key.
Yeah, I'm just real proud of my guys. There's no quit in us. With the last 2 weights, I referred back to the Camden Catholic match last year and said, hey, we can get this done. Let's do it. And our guys didn't quit. You know, we didn't wrestle our best, but we came away with the victory. And I just want to say, that I wouldn't be in this spot if it wasn't for Paul Marina. I want people to know that he made me the coach that I am, and I want to thank him for that.
Yeah, we talked during the match. You had the signature last year against Camden Catholic, the signature win, and then coming into your alma mater and winning, big win.
Yeah, it's a huge win. I'm just proud of my guys, and we still have work to do. We're going to see Paulsboro again, I know, and we need to be ready.
Voj, real quick, because I know the papers want to get him.
Yeah, and the big thing is when you saw the weight class was starting at 189, and when they sent McMullen out against Carson Stack, did you feel one way or the other that was a bad omen or a good omen? Or
that was the matchup we wanted. We needed to win. We really felt we needed to win the coin toss. And when they threw Dante Scott, I think they bumped him up. Like we kind of felt like we still could win this thing. But then when we lost 35 and 40, I mean, I had that on paper. We had to win those two weight classes.
Right.
And didn't
but
get
you got to be tickled to death that your guys got the bonus points like they did.
Yeah, well, the last thing I said to my guys is, you get a Paulsboro kid on his back, you got to stick him because you will not get another shot. You got to make it happen, and they did it.
Pete, congratulations when you get to the newspapers. Big win.
Good job, Petey. Wild thing.
Thanks.
Coach, get in here. We talked about it. We thought when Paulsboro won that match at 189 McMullen, maybe that would deflate Haddonfield, but we talked about it. Picked up the big bonus points, and then that went down to the wire.
Yeah, and as we said going in, I could see a 7-7 match, an 8-6 split, and we said bonus points are going to play the big role, and they did. You can't get pinned 5 times in a match and expect to win.
And they almost did, however. That's
they almost did, but they didn't.
Okay, and now we got to worry about, if you're Paulsboro, you got to worry about the rest of the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
You still have West Deptford lurking in about a week. We talked about Collingswood, and then you got the Group 1s. As far as Haddonfield's concerned, that's a true statement, and they're one of the best teams in New Jersey.
And they just took the home field advantage away from Paulsboro in the group playoffs. Because now, if you're going to beat them to win a Group 1 title, provided you can get by Pennsville to begin with, you got to go to their house and do it. And that's not going to be easy.
Who's number 1 in South Jersey, Timber Creek or Haddonfield?
I think Timber Creek is right now.
Right now. Okay, a lot of wrestling to go. What a wild one. Our first match of the year, 33-31. Haddonfield knocks off Paulsboro for John Vogeding and the rest of the crew. I'm John Mondelli. Special thanks to the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. We'll see you next time on Channel 5.